Okay, so today we're going to be looking at minting NFTs. At first, we're going to just mint one, and then we're going to progress from there. NFTs are very interesting. They're not just JPEGs loosely associated with serial numbers. For the most part, that's what people are using for them now. But with the launch of PulseChain, there will be a huge amount of use cases for NFTs that are just simply priced out. I think with PulseChain, we'll see a lot of computation happen on the blockchain that is not necessarily financial. There might be all sorts of weird, wonderful, interesting things that are just simply priced out on Ethereum. We'll have DeFi and interesting, amazing things, but we'll be able to do interesting, amazing things that aren't DeFi or financial necessarily. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that can be something very interesting and still might be a very good opportunity for investment, creating new ideas, inventing things, all sorts. Anyway, NFTs. So we're going to print an ERC-1155, just one, and then from there we'll move on to doing more advanced things. But for this video, that is what we're going to do, mint an ERC-1155. So we're going to specify to the compiler, pragma, solidity. We're going to do a little caret. This one, 0.8. This is just the one I've been programming in the most, just out of like sheer just maintaining consistency. So if you use a different version, it might not be so bad, but I recommend just to follow on, you use this one. Okay, so import. We're going to import something from Openzeppelin. Now, Openzeppelin is a very important platform for pulling pre-made contracts, basically, and that is done for a whole variety of purposes. One, to make like universality between contracts and maintain consistency, but another thing is security. Another thing is security. So what we're going to do is import this one. What we're going to do is import this. This will be a link in the description, and Solidity knows how to pull this in. It just pulls it in from GitHub. So if you're familiar with GitHub, just yoinks it right in, and you can even just specify at Openzeppelin. So that's cool. We're gonna import another one. This one. Okay, cool. And then it's time to make our contract. So we're gonna say contract. Smash the like NFT. There we go. Smash the like NFT. Bada bing, bada boom. Is there anything in here? We need to say is ownable. And before that, we're going to say ERC-1155. There we go. There we go. Now in here, we're going to say token ID. So first, uint token ID. And we're going to make that 0. We're also going to make that a constant. There we go. So we always have the token ID as 0. For now, we'll explain why this is, and it's really only for internal use, but there's a lot of things here. Okay, so constructor. Okay, you need a constructor because it. Remember in my last video, when you send your code to the blockchain, it kind of gets everything going, right? It instantiates everything. Very important. Very important. Okay, so this is going to be a very minimal constructor like this, and just specify we're going to construct ERC-1155. Is there anything I need to... No, literally it. Okay. So what we're going to do is mint, ding, 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 mint, and then we're going to mint it to ourselves. Message.sender, mint, to ID amount data. To ID is token ID, which is 0. Amount is 1. And then data, we can just go like that. In here, we go like this and like this too. Don't worry about that. We're worried about it now. And that is all we pretty much need for a constructor. Let's make a mint function. So a function where you can mint more. Here we go. So mint function mint uint 256 amount. And we're going to make it only owner, but we will make it public. And the reason why we make it only owner is because it is publicly exposed, so anyone on the blockchain can call this, but we're also specifying, we're predicating it, right, on the fact that only the owner can call it. So it is exposed, people can see it and press a button on the blockchain or call this function on the blockchain, but we specify check. If anyone calls it, check that it is the owner. Cool. Okay. So only the owner can mint more. Then what we do is, again, same thing, mint message.sender. We're going to only token ID. So the token ID of 0. Amount. I'm going to mint a bunch of them. I'll show you later where you have individual tokens and only an amount of 1 of them. That's a better way of going about doing this. But for the time being, we're just going to say, hey, you can mint 1 token ID and have lots of that token. Does that make sense? Okay. So there we go. I think that's about it. Do we have any errors? Control S. Oh, Solidity's really thinking hard. Oh, no. Okay. So let's go here. We should have compiled it. If you haven't controlled S, you can also do the same thing by clicking this button. Is there any warnings? No license. We haven't licensed it yet. That's all right. And then not ownable, but smash that like NFT. Yes. We are going to, yes, we are going to go here. JavaScript. I'm going to hit Berlin, like Germany. Germany's cool. Let's go smash that like and deploy. There we go. We've deployed it on a virtual machine. And here it is. So we can mint more. What else can we do? We can batch. We're not going to worry about these things, but the balance of did it construct? So we'll see if we have balance. So check here. Balance of this, and remember the token ID is 0, so we'll check token ID 0. Cool. We have 1. Now, if we mint more, uint, let's say I want 1 more. Let's check ID 0. Cool. There's now 2. I have 2 in my balance. What if I want to be a NFT trillionaire? Well, 1, 2, 3. What is a trillion again? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around big numbers. 1, 2, 3. That is 100,000, right? Million? Billion? Let's just smack some zeros in there. I want this many. Okay. And how many do we have? We have that much and 2. So there you go. That'll be it for my little Solidity contract. I'll go into some more advanced things like data structures and minting unique token IDs with an amount of 1. But here we go. We have a constructor that constructs it. There's no metadata or anything yet. And then we have a mint function, and you can actually send them too. I'll show you sending them. Don't worry about transfer owner or any of this owner business yet. A little above your pay grade, buddy. Save transfer from. Where are we? Safe. Balance batch is approved owner. Do we have safe transfer? There's safe batch transfer. Safe transfer from. Okay, so we take this address, the address that we have. Let's put in another address. So we got that. 2. We want the token ID 0. Let's say, remember the token ID is 0 here. Token ID 0. We'll play with this number later. This one's going to be kind of interesting. We'll play next video. Multiple token IDs. As many as you want to the power of n. Okay, so amount, we're going to say we're going to send them 100, and then data. Now this is a little tricky. Just put in open bracket, close bracket, the square bracket. So make sure you do that. Then transact. And then we can check the balance of this guy here, this wallet here. We can check their balance. Do they have 100 of token ID 0? Yes, they do. We gave them 100. So there you go. It transfers, does anything you want. Now you could actually deploy this to the blockchain and be like, hey, check my new stuff. There's no metadata. There's no JPEG associated with this. It's literally just moving a number around in a distributed ledger. But nonetheless, it proves the technology and you kind of get an idea. Okay, thank you. That's been all for this video. Next video, we'll show you arrays and structs. I think that'll be exciting. And multiple token IDs. So, probably in reverse order. Thank you.